Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 14 of my Timberborn playthrough, the Beaverdome series. This episode, we're going to try and finish off the power that we need, and we're also going to try and finish up getting all the bits and pieces sent over this side of creation to a mine. We have the power, we have the bots, because this will probably not last forever. We're going to need this to build our finishing move, or at least our where is it? Monument, the Earth Recultivator. So let's get these running around and doing whatever it is they're going to do. So first things first, I'm going to make sure that we unlock this from last time, which kind of thing we did. So remember doing that, and if we just check underneath here. They should be laying all of this in now. So we're kind of stuck at this point until they've laid all this in. Could probably do this a little bit more efficiently than all of these planks, but we did have quite a few of them. I don't know where they've gone to though. But there's a drought approaching. We just need to leave them to it, to be fair. But we are going to probably need to turn back on. If they're not already on, which they are, the lumber mill. So I wonder where they. We didn't really need that many of them, but they probably got into a million gears. To be fair, yeah, probably. So let's see. These are paused. Let's fix that problem. Good. So, with any luck, they will be filling those. And these should, depends on when these were built, should prioritized by haulers. So, hopefully with that, we should be okay. Now, we are down a million jobs, and we are down beds as well, look at this. So, we're probably going to need to put another layer of beavers on here, which should be okay. Just wondering if we can do anything cheeky with these. Double lodge, will you fit in here? You will. So let us chuck that in for now, as it fits quite nicely. And then we're going to have to put another layer on at some point. That will buy us probably not many beavers, and it certainly won't fill this up. But I think it's because we're injured, so we're missing 5 beavers there, but that doesn't fill this. Yep, 23. However, we're gonna have to stick these beavers somewhere else. Now, what's the best way to take this up another layer without hitting this wire? It's probably going out to the side, to be fair. So if we were to stack another house on top, just put a big boy in. So that it would be 2, I believe. Yeah, so we somehow need to magic some stairs up this way. How can we do this? So we need that in. We're going to need that. And then a million stairs. So let's just lay those in. And yeah, we're going to need another one here. That should give us everything we need. Get that in place. And again, we go wire, put the roof on there, but let's get rid of that. So that won't take them too long to get in, and that's going to burn through some of the planks that we have, but hopefully that shouldn't take too long. I'm a bit not sure if it's going to be best to get them to do other stuff. So I really want to do this today. But perhaps this isn't the best way to do it. So, have we got built already? Those. I'm wondering if out of all of these, we could use overhangs to our advantage. So, what have we got unlocked? Still needs planks. Started. Yeah, but that should be okay. I don't think it'll save us anything, to be fair. We could use it with some bridges, I suppose. Yet again, planks. But maybe not maybe as many. Let's see. We haven't built anything yet, so I don't think there's anything to lose here. Let's just delete all of that. Let's get those ripped out again. Right, so let's see if we can't cheese this. So put that in there, and then I think, yep. I think we can just do this. I don't know if this actually saves us anything. Please tell me down below that I've literally spent more doing this than what I would have done previously. But I mean, it looks sort of nicer, maybe. It'd be nice if there's a copy and paste button for all this, but let's just chuck these in. Let's see if this lines up. I bet it does not. Put that in. Let's see. Ooh, too short. I'm just gonna put those in. And let's just join all this noise up. We should have a path all the way through. So that tearing through that now, so hopefully they'll be able to get the... Yeah, so that opens them up to put more of the pipelines in there. So, good. That shouldn't take them too long. What we also need to do is... get these holes punched up here. Now, last time we laid in this. So this basically connects all of the noise down below in the pit into the outside just here. So all it runs this way. So when this gets filled with bad water and runs all the way down here, in theory, we should be able to get all the power run straight up and out without too much of an issue. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 wide, which I thought it was, and that's 4 wide from the hole, which is here. So effectively, what we need to do is channel that. And I think to fix the problems of this bad water, we're just going to do that. And so they'll be able to build some of this, but there won't be a path. So let's just unpause this and get these trees cut down. They do not need to be here, and I would like this clearing immediately. So once that path's in, we need to get at least some of this done. There we go. It doesn't matter. They can take those trees down. Won't be too much of an issue. Good. So boom this, boom this, and boom this. So that will be going down the hole right now, which isn't too much of a problem for us. That should start things spinning. And go back to here. We could probably do with leveling this out to make this a little bit easier for us. So that's that. One. Make that a two. Yeah, so we're in a drought. So this is now currently useless to us. Such is the problem of the folk tales. Wait for the morning, get them in, and hopefully see some advantage. So if we just jump down to here, we missed all the water running through here, but it did. So let's just go back up there. That's those in. Boom that. Boom that. And these should now, in theory, be some level. I don't know exactly how much deeper we need to go, but I don't think it's a problem if we just dig it all down. And what I will do is just run this in here. What we could probably do is tidy this up slightly so that we get more flow directly in here, but it's probably going to be those and doing that. But yeah, it's probably going to be a bit of an interesting one to see how this fits through here. It may or may not, but we can always dig out some more later. So let's see, let's go down. I think it's just two. Just lay that in there then. If we need to widen it, we'll widen it. We can just send them through a path that's underneath here. We do power, so got a bit left. That should get us through the 2 days. And with that, we should be able to have an absolute bucket load of power up here. Boom. Now we down all the way. Yes, we are. Lovely stuff. Right, so when this drought ends in 1.7 days, we should hopefully have everything we're going to need. What we can do is cover this, actually. Fill it in a bit, level it out, and this could be a nice little bot pit up here. And once we have bots, we can get them out of the dangerous jobs and we give them a bit more free time. As I think we're doing okay on... Yes, we're doing pretty much best we can. So then at that point, we can start concentrating on some of these aesthetics things, get them up. Earthly cultivator is a thing that's going to need to be looked at. Why are they not using the mud pits? It's an interesting one, as they do exist. What have I messed up here? We are out of dirt. Aha. That is a very good point. We are in fact out of dirt. Right, okie dokie. So let us see how we're doing with this. So metaphor. Paths. Let's just get this in. And with that, I am going to get this turned back on and probably shut down a couple of these because I don't think we need them. Not that there's anyone in them right now, but if we get some dirt made, that can get the bits and pieces working for the mud pits and get those up for them. And then I think what we can also do is tidy this up. So I don't really want to send them too far down into this, but I think it's just never know which way these are supposed to work, but just do that. Do that. So that gives it a decent channel. And if this doesn't overflow, I can just build some stairs down from this, get rid of this, move them down. What we might need to do is maybe just take out this corner. But we'll worry about that in 0.3 days. And let's see how they get on. So dirt's going up, so that should get them into here. Yep, go. That's what we want to see. We should be sinking loads of resources into this, which we are. So that should take pretty much all the gears we've got. Oh no, they're pretty good on gears. Concrete planks will be a problem. Nope, they're fine. And then we've got enough logs. Logs for days. Cool. So, let's see how this works. As if we cover this, make it a bit nicer, and then we can not really do much about the contamination, but it should, hopefully. So all of this down here now is wildly redundant. We are going to need to do something to sort out the situation, which actually probably something we need to look at before we stick pots down here, to be fair. As we're going to need bad water for a lot of things. So there was two choices. One down here, or two, it was maybe sticking them up here onto this. So I think this is seemingly coping okay with just one high. We're not really going up. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Yeah, so we're definitely going to have to do a bit of extra work on that, just so we don't overspill. So let's see. If we were to get this removed, I think we do have the big... where is it? I think we do have this, which should get us everything we need to get them to do. And let's just blow a great big hole here. And then hopefully that gives it enough. In fact, what we probably could do is just dig that down to just go straight across, to be fair. But I think that'll be wide enough for it to get down. I think it's just because there's a gap there. So that will take them a little bit of a while to get to, because they've got to finish off all the stuff down here, which shouldn't take them too long. That's going to burn through beavers quite substantially, so can't really leave them alone for long. Let's see what we're making. Oh yeah, so power for days. Everything's nice and protected down here, which is perfect. We could probably do something about contamination, but I don't think we're that bothered. But what I would like to do is just check this when contamination is below 1%. Closed, yeah. So in theory, we should be able to get them down into here. Now I'm just wondering the best way to control this. So obviously we can just open this, flood it, but the water will leak out. I believe. See if it backflows. It might go steady, actually. No, it's not. So we need to control the water in here as well. So while we've greened up this area, get out of that view. We don't want the water to come that way. So let's just shut that up again. Leave the area nice and green, at least. So I think the best way, other than flooding this area, which, yes, I know, we would probably need to get down here, blast this out, and then change these 4 sluices. I think it's going to serve us much better because we can control the height of the water in front of it. And if we never had a problem... good. We didn't kill the wheat. It survived. Excellent. So yeah, let's think about this properly. Is it going to be a concern of just getting this done now? I don't think it is. So yeah, we'll lose some water, but we've got enough coming in, I think, to deal with that. So let's just say sayonara to these. Thank them for their diligent service. And get all that picked up. And then I think the best thing for us to do is just dynamite this out. And with that, once that's in, we'll put the sluices here. And then we should, like that, doing sooner rather than later, please. Thank you. They can get down here. It's a bit of a way for them to go, but we have the dynamite for it, I think. Yeah, 400. We're fine. We have the metal block still, which is fine. The scrap metal is, once that's full, we can pause bits and pieces. Just have a sneak peek under the water. So we can reach all this, right? Yes. So let's just put... it's not going to affect anything. But they just need to get hit with a hammer, although they probably want to just go to bed, since it's quite late for the beavers. Let's just see how this is going. Okay, so let's calm down a bit. So it's that. Let's have a look here. Load that up, and that should, I'm hoping, clear all that out. So there's enough holes there for them to... surfaces, sides, edges, is the word I'm looking for. But pour straight down. Yep, okay. So I'm not quite as concerned now of sending the beavers down here. So let's just grab a staircase in these. Let's go down. I'm hoping they can get to at least that. But I'm not too concerned about this being a massive priority for them, to be fair. But yeah, that's all the beavers injured. Next to this thing. What we probably need down here is a bit of storage as well. So let's just... And what have we got for scrap? We do have one of these, but let's just put that in there. We could probably pause this for now. It's built, so when this is gone, it'll be fine. And with that, the storage here can take whatever they've got in here. The problem these guys have probably got is they've got to run everything all the way to the storage, which is pretty much full. So we have the dynamite laid here. Let's just kaboom that. That catch up. And then the old sluice is in. Take that out. And that should allow us to set the build height to what we want. So if we set that to 0.9, that should, in theory, keep us below this level here. We could increase the height on this. That's the other option, I suppose. Which we could look to do, but I don't think that's too much of an issue. And hopefully that will alleviate some of the flooding problem we get when the water starts coming back up here from an end of a bad tide or a drought. As soon as it overspills, it floods all of this, as you saw before when threw these back up. A bit like that. I've probably got it set far too high, to be fair. It is probably because these are set to 0.9, but it evens out eventually. So let's, yeah, that's set to close. Don't think we need to worry about any of those. Now this may cause a bit of surging, to be fair. If it constantly does, it might be that we just need to put this down. That's a bit more out, but these don't need that much anyway, so I don't think we need to be too worried about it. Our water is slowly going down. I'm not sure if that's a pumping problem or a hauling problem, because there is water pretty much everywhere. There's not many tanks, to be honest, but there's quite a few fairly full storages about, so I'm just wondering if it's a problem with that. I mean, that is set to supply, and the haulers are using it. So, okay, it's jumped back up to 3, so it's fine. Right, so that's holding steady. That's lovely and green. I would like to fix this problem. Meh, whatever. They've just got this one last thing to do, which they do look to be able to get to. So that's perfect. What we need. There we go. Now, what I would like to also do is, where are we? Overhangs. So we're going to need the 4s for this, I think. Here. So I'd like to do this and no one will know that these are the wrong way round. Absolutely no one. And just rotate these. With that, although we have a little bit here, I don't think it's too much of a problem. We will never be able to see it. Will, I think, for safety, although there's only going to be bots up here, so I don't know if it actually matters. Not sure. No, I'm not going to bother. But with that covered, that keeps everyone else out of the drink here. These beavers will be fine. We will need to run power down into this thing, but we've kind of got a bit of a sweet start here, so we can just run a cable down to the back here, and then we can look at sorting out the bots and get them into dangerous work. So, where are they? Bot parts, bot assembler. We're also going to need a refinery as well, so what's that? We'll speed them up and give them fuel. So that's probably step number 1. So that can be either carrots, potatoes, spadadoc, or maple syrup. Now, I don't think we have the maple syrup for that, but potatoes we've got plenty of. I think that gives us probably the best options for it. This building doesn't look like it needs power, so let's see where we can put this in sort of our industrial area. Now, we do still need to fix the pumping problem. So before we get too involved with that, I'm just wondering if we took one of these out. I don't know if it leaks. It shouldn't leak now. We could move them down into this. Let's just have a look. Please ignore the annoying sound of that. Yeah, the water's nowhere near as high as it needs to be. It causes any issues, I don't think. So, because we no longer need any of this, say goodbye to that. We need to keep this in because it's our power line to pretty much everything. But we could do something to get rid of the levees, but I'm not that bothered about it. We need to keep this in for the power line. We do not need these anymore. I think, as we have all the connections in, so let's just say goodbye to all of this, and this. And these are useless to us here as well, so let's just get rid of them. We probably could do with tidying up bits and pieces for everything else we have in here. So we can't really get bad water out of here because we've got those in the way. So we can't put them over there, which would have been nice. I could have put them up here, which also would have been nice, but not going to. We are going to have to put them down here. There's not really anything we can do about it. But is this the opportunity to make this a little bit nicer? Probably. So, as doing bad water pumping is a dirty job, beavers probably don't really like it too much. So let's see if we can't make this a nice little area for them. So let's just chuck these in, I think. Let's just close these. And I want to ditch all this, which it's probably a bit of a waste, but it's fine. I think we're at the worry level of resources anymore, which may or may not be the right opinion, but it is. So let us get. How deep can we make these things? Where is it? Depth of 2. So we really need on here. Get any benefit from it? I think that'll be fine. So let's just not build these actually. Get rid of those. Let's just get this built here. We're going to need some more dirt than that, to be fair. So let's just... I believe they can build all that. But that should give us a path down that we need to get to it all. And then what we can do is dig this area out here. So, landscaping. Just blow all this away. We're going to need some stairs for that. And then let's get this emptied. Let's get this emptied. The logs will probably be handy for what we're going to need down here. So we're going to need a better storage for that much. Clear up all of this. We can pick it up later. Get that picked up. And then we could, yeah, all right, let's think about this properly. Let's also do that. And that should give us a decent amount of space here for more pumps. More than we ever had anyway. And then we can put in a big tank over here. Storage. If we do the sneak a little less here, we can go up and around. Should do. Nobody was too injured by that. And we can start laying these in. just... they probably will get stuck, so let's just pause that one. And with that, that's at least most of what we had before. Once this is all built, all this is dynamited out, we can put some more down here. Probably need to do something clever here, so let's just preempt that, I think. Just... not sure the best way to do this, but I'm just going to send them straight up to do it. Let's get that in, and the ladders. And then with that, they can just knock it all out straight away. Dig that straight down. That is a foolish idea to be. Why am I building paths? That needs to be 3. And then that should take it all down to the right level. So with any luck, that I've not fucked it up, we should be able to put those in. So this needs to be bad water, and there's a supply. This should be just whatever spare. So with any luck, it's a little bit further for them to walk, but shouldn't cause us too much of an issue to get through for everything. With that built, we can unpause this. Once they've laid these in, we'll clear it out. So, right, let's go back up to here. Oh yes, refinery. That's what we was looking for, wasn't it? So, how big is the refinery? Well, it actually fits in quite nicely to a couple of places, actually. Let's just build this one for now, I think. Yes, please. And let's also, with bad water, let's set you to be biofuel, I think. Gonna need it. So I'd like you to be biofuel for potatoes. We could probably do with a bit of storage up here for the raw potatoes. So let's just get a little warehouse here. Find the potatoes. And set that to obtain. Get the haulers to do that. So, we're not doing too bad on the jobs. We have a decent amount of dirt, so let's just pause this again so they're not getting injured. So, yeah, just take this out, tidy up after ourselves, I think. Right, so let's go back here and we've got that factory lock. And we're going to need the assembler. That's pointless. And let's see. Now what we've got to build, I think, from what I've seen before. No, don't change my mind of where they want to sit. I want to put these here. I want to put them there. And then with this, we should be able to get the power. And it should connect in. I hope it connects in. I'm hoping that this down here, if we can get a good angle. Does that not work that way? Interesting. Okay. So what's the best way to do this then? So, or is it? Hang on. Hang on. It's not going to connect in now. Like it has. It may be because it hasn't been built. So let's just Or does the power not connect up the top? Okay. Change of plan then. Let's do that a little bit. Then we shall adapt to whatever it's going to let us to do. So let's put that in, and we're going to hook this. Ugly as sin, but it should work nice enough. We're going to need a path for all of this. Didn't think about that, but whatever. It's okay. We will fix the horrible paths here by just getting rid of that. These are now manned. They're going to need... Apparently can reach none of that. So let's go to our old faithful friend, Mr. Cheese. Let's get that in. And so this is limbs. I understand it, limbs. And we do need the resources up here, so here's blanks. What? Blocks. Okay, so let's see. I think we only need. Let's keep everything nice and local for them. So that was what? Planks? The metal blocks. Gears was the other one, I think, and they go in one of these. That wants to be metal blocks. That wants to be. Where are they? Gears. Right. Okay. So we have all the raw materials here. I need to put it there. 3 days, job done with that one. So we need. Yep. So power is okay. The Cheese Bridge 2000 worked beautifully. We just need to be able to assemble these parts and store them somewhere. So it's going to be the best place to store them. It'll be down here, to be fair. Not the ideal place for them, but it's the place I'm going to put them. We also need to get some assemblers in, so can they go at the back? Hoping so. Which they can sort of. We could make this ugly as sin also if we wanted to. Which, why not? Oh, no, we can't. Never mind. Never mind. I think then let's just rip that out. We're going to need to do a bit of beaver engineering up here, so let's just delete this. Let's make some space up here for ourselves, I think. Don't think we need to get too concerned with taking out everything, but it gives us quite a bit of space. We want that one. Lay that back. Boom that. Boom that. Yeah, we could have done with one on there. Can we just squeeze that on? You. Can they reach those? If not, safe. Close. They should be able to reach these two now. Yes, they can. And again, need to obtain the raw methods up here. So these don't have to walk around. And let me just double check. Here's a block. Here's biofuel. So we're going to need storage. Let's just put in biofuel. Obtain that. Kaboomed. So now we need somewhere to put all of the good stuff that's in here. So, let's have a think. Let's have a think. So we need to run a path down to the back anyway. So let's just lay that in, and run that way, and that should give us the ability to get what we want for assemblers. Let's just believe the ratio is that. We've got space for more if we want to. So let's worry about final product storage. Now, what do these fit in? So are they in here? They are. Okay, so these are all three of those. Now, can I get 3 of these in anywhere? Not really. One. Get 2 in here if I mine out some more. Yeah, I don't really want to tackle the trees, to be fair. I'm going to have to. Okay, so let's deal with that then. Do a bit more digging. And let's just pick some of these bits and pieces up here. Take all of this out. I think that should fit. One. Get that in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, I think that'll fit all 4 in, but we'll see if my math is correct. I believe it is. Counting is not my strong suit, but with any luck, this should. Let's just get rid of this and this. And now that can go in and we get a nice little path. So, well, platform, whatever. But we can do that. And I would like you to be chesses, heads, and bits. With any luck, they should be able to get all of that filled. So we are okay for gears. I feel we haven't got much on. Let's prioritize that by haulers. That gets at least somewhat full. Are we devastated on planks? No, very good for planks. So they're just taking them all into there, probably. Okay, so with all that coming up here, that is pretty much done. Let's go back over to this area. So let's just get rid of those. And these. I went down too far. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Everything's fine. It's all part of the plan. Let's get those 2 placed in there. Because I'm impatient. I'd do those now. And once we're out of this drought, this should back up again. But with tomorrow, they should get that done. And then we can just lay some more of these in. Squeeze them in where we can. We could build over this as well if we felt the need, but I think what we can get off the edge of the map, I can't see it being a problem. Find out tomorrow once these have been blown out. We can also let the water back in, which, let's see, we are getting through quite a bit of that water. But that should last us, I think. So, blocking a bit in there and then some more. I think it'll be okay. Are those done? Yes, they are. So, boom. Get rid of that. And now we should be able to squeeze these in here. Can't quite get one on the end, but never mind. Across there. So that should give us everything we need. So right now we do not need them in here. So we go somewhere else. We have a bot, which is perfect. So what are the most dangerous jobs we have? I think it's probably explosives, but I don't think it's too much of an issue for us at this precise moment in time. Let's get you set to. I think right now the best thing we can do is get them on. Just get these swapped out. I think there's one more. And I believe that's the most dangerous job we've got, but I could be wrong. So hopefully that should give us the option of getting a lot of I filled up fast. We should be able to fill some of these vacant jobs without exploding the population of beavers, which is ideal. But I will add another story to this just because we can. Yeah, so I'll add that in, and we've got space for 2 more if we feel so inclined. Half a day, and we get the water back, so that's fine. And yeah, I think we're in really good shape at the minute. So how are we going to do on the production? We should be okay, although we are probably way out of power. That is going to be a problem for us pretty much no matter what we do. The windmills will not give us enough power to run all of this. We could put some more gravity batteries in, I suppose. But again, we're on normal mode, so it's not too much of an issue, I don't think. So what's this? That's bad water. That's biofuel. Want to try and keep the beavers down this end. The bots down this end, not the beavers. I get the beavers out of this end. But as we get more of those come in, we should get some of these over. We can start to get some of these jobs done, switched over. Get that. These switched over as well. How are we for extract? I think we're okay for extract. We could probably need to look at sorting out bigger tanks for these things as well. Bad water started flowing, so let's just use it paused as we probably need to get a lot more storage in for this, to be fair, just because when we run out big time. So let's unbeautify this area by using and get some more tanks down here, because I want to store as much of it as humanly possible. Can we fix that? I think we can. Let's just get rid of that. think we've stranded anyone. Not yet, anyway. Let's get the staircase put in here. Put gravity on that, thank you. And no, yeah, we're missing that there. It only needs to be one high. Did I open these? Ah, it's just put in. Okay, so let's just. It didn't fix the flooding issue, but not the surging issue more specifically. No problem though. Oh, a big tank in there. So, bad water, and more bad water. So there's a lot of bad water coming in, but if we can get this working and filled and all set to supply, we should be okay. What's wrong with you? Is it just that you flooded? Yeah, okay. So maybe we probably should have built the wall a little bit higher, but it'll balance out eventually. It'll be okay. There'll be a bit of surge in here. We could probably do with dropping this a little bit more, maybe. 1.8 should be okay though. And that's do the same with that one. So they're back working, that's okay. We have 2 bots that are spare, so they should be going into those. So that should be the sparkly planks, which we're not doing too badly on. Planks are not doing the best, but I think they'll be fine. We could probably do with these being converted, so these are basically our base materials. So let's just... Here is going to get in these guys in. These will get full eventually. May impact the production of stuff a little bit, but it's too much of an issue for us. Good, so they're pumping. You can be supply and supply and supply. We should have the resources for that. Looks like we do. Next bit to get built. I just need someone to hit it with a hammer, finish it off. And no dice. Fair enough. Okay, so... And eventually, once we get a few more of the essential services here taken care of, so we need another 2 of those where we can look to sort of do the gears. And then with that, we should have enough on the raw production side to keep that going. Then it's going to be dirt, which we are okay on at the minute. Still enough to keep the bath going. And eventually we'll get them to replace self-replicating beavers, which is always a good thing. But I am very happy that the power is working. We are pretty much topped out fully. Might be quite nice to get them to build on this too. More gravity batteries, I suppose, is a good thing. I may just do that actually. So, yeah, I think we are going to do that. Lumberjack flag, can I just squeeze this in here? Can. There's a path underneath here, so that'll be fine for what we need. And I would like all of this to be cut. We are doing... We're doing okay for those. So we have quite a lot of baby beavers to grow up, but that's not going to be too much of an issue for us, I don't think. So that's also what? So we've got quite a lot of storage. That's what, 4,000, 5,000 storage plus 6,000 maths, 1,600. 1200. Yeah, okay, fine. So that's okay. What we can do now is tidy up some of the bits down here, I think. As we've got these bits down here in space, stuff that would be better served filled with either more storage or okay, so they're done. So let's purify these, and don't need to worry too much about that. You should also be are we full on extract? Yeah, pretty much. I think let's just chuck that in there. We may as well make this big. Let's get that set to extract. And with that, we should have enough space for them to fill this up eventually. So right now, yeah, there's a couple of spare ones. This, but we're too worried, I don't think. Is there anything we can do in terms of fun and well-being for the beavers? So we don't have the detailer, but we could do with that. We have carousels, obviously. Let's see. Could we put this anywhere else around here that's nice for it to go? Not really, because it's kind of all treed up. There we go. Let's get some of those in. Why not? Don't have any custom patterns, but that one will do. And you can have that one, and you can win that one, and you can win that one. And that should give the beavers a nice boost on the aesthetics. Let's have a look. What else do we run? The detail is that's now solid. Books. Books is a thing. We do need books. Apparently they like to read. So, where are books? So that takes paper, and punch cards would be useful for bots, but I'm not sure we need to worry too much about that. Function's pretty much fine. How big is this thing? Quite big, and it needs power, so this is not the area for it. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, obviously we no longer need to protect this area from contamination, as it will never be contaminated again. And what I'm going to get them to do is pretty much fill this area up with dirt. I don't know what the best direction for it is to be, but I'm going to do it this way. We don't need to go out quite that far. They will not be able to reach all of it, but we are going to need to get this sorted, I think. So I would like to get them in there. You're done. Perfect. So let's just pause you. And again, this is going to be quite a bit of landscaping, as we just need to pick down this. Now we do need to actually go down here, don't we? So more ladders. And more paths. So I'm just going to do the same as we've done here. Build on top of this. On top of this path here. I'm just going to... I'm not going to build... I might build this up area with dirt eventually. But I think what we've got 1, 2... So there's an extra 4 here. 5, 7 or 8. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see. again, because we're on temperate seasons for quite a while, I don't think it's a problem. Cool. So, they should be able to get to most of this. Let's just they'll definitely be able to get to all of that. Let's just in fact, should be able to get to all of that as well. Cool. Our production's keeping up nicely with that. I believe that's all or most of the dangerous jobs. Let's just see if probably these, to be fair. And I think that's pretty much all our industry's done. Apart from this up here. So this is probably also grabbing a lot of beavers. What do we need for this? 5,000 science. I think we're okay. I don't want to set this to just yet. As we've got a bit of extra space. So we've got 9 more bots to get created, and then 8. And then we can get these concentrated on here. So just 10,000 science. Okay, fine. Needs must. And with that, we should. We have 11 unemployed beavers, which is perfect. Yes, rather than be bored and getting all the benefits here. So let's see. So we need to look at a bit extra on these. So what we could do, but not really. We need to look at some of the other bits and pieces. So I think for next time we're going to try and max out our window. Try and max out some more of these. So we've got a lot of social life elements we need to increase. We could probably do with another agora, to be fair. We also need to get beavers chopping down wood as we're dangerously low, which I've just realised. We'll look at that as well. And with that, I think we have a pretty good session today if we're getting the beavers' lives in order now that we have power sorted. Once all of this is done, we can then look at sorting out the earth repopulator, which I think will look very nice on this hill here. But it won't give them the best sort of bang for their buck, so maybe we could maybe put it up here. I don't think we need any trees, although I think I figured out why these don't work. 3 days. And that should get them being cut down. I guess also here is the problem. Good. Well, mystery solved. Yeah. I think that will do for this episode. Hopefully, we are in pretty much perfect spot to concentrate on any of the other. Let's lay those in. They should. Maybe they don't. Disappointingly, doesn't have access. So let's just fix that by saying you'll do. So yeah, we have, let's just recap, we've got bots doing all the manual labor. We are probably getting all injured from this, but that will be fine once we've constructed some more bots and get those jobs swapped out. We've already paid the science for it, so it's in a really good situation for ensuring that these beavers here eventually can be cured of having to work. Much excitement for those. We've tidied up this area. I would like to think we've pretty much drought-proofed this, so it's not going to be too much of an issue in the next drought, although water might become a problem if we grow the population anymore. Don't know. But we'll see what happens with the levels next time. And I think the construction is going to now go into doing this thing. We're going to need to do a lot more mining. Bucket planks, we're going to need a lot of, and gears, we're going to need an absolute bucket load more of. But with this space we've built ourselves here, I think that's not going to be too much of a problem. We need to rework some of this, I think. We could get a bit cheesy with some overhangs here and get that sort of set out quite nicely. And just generally tidy all this up because it's a bit of a mess. But we can concentrate on that next time. So, as I said, that's it for today. I will finish up with explosions here. And then next time we'll continue to lay this all down and with any luck get to getting everything sorted out for the Earth repopulator. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please put them down below. And see you guys next time.